It's the duo that you love the most, covering events from coast to coast. That podcast is all about the fun with your hosts, L.Piddy and Jon Jon. Chirping about gossip like chickadees. Turn up the cast and enjoy the tea. The podcast with the beauty and the brawn. One's a gay turkey and the other is a black swan. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. It's that podcast. Live from the Jon Jon and Company studio in Denver, Colorado, it's That Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, L.Piddy and Jon Jon.
Aw, yeah. Hey, what?
Oma, and KK. Or, as we say, what?
What? KK.
That's right. My name is Jon Jon.
I'm L.Piddy.
And this is hashtag That Podcast. That Podcast.
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets. Not the Hot Pockets, though. I gotta tell you, I mean, really, not to start the show on this note, but Hot Pockets were it for a while.
They
right?
were.
I mean, really, everybody was eating Hot Pockets and Pizza Pockets. I mean, it could have been because we were children, but this was a thing. This was like everyone had these pizza to-go things.
And even though it seemed like a little bit adult, Lean Pockets were actually like...
Oh, Lean Pockets.
Bussin'.
The Lean Pockets are bussin'. Said no one. Thank you.
Kids say it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about. Well, no, the bussin'. I've definitely heard that. That's a hip term.
The bussin'.
The bussin'. That's true. I mean, when I was a kid, I took the school bussin' to school.
Do you have that Riz though?
Do I have that Riz? Is that another term that children use? Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Crack? Cocaine?
Good Lord. No, I think it's like game, like flirting game, like, hey.
Oh, I heard game. Yeah. Got it. I thought, listen, I'm in that community. It was Pride this weekend. I've never heard of a Riz, okay? Frankly.
Because we're old.
Because we are what? Old. That orders up. That's true. Listen. Know your audience, right?
Right.
And listen, even like there, I mean, I'm sure this happened for you too. Like, I'm starting to get like very interesting algorithm and ads throughout, things. It's like, it's clearly showing my age. It's like, you know what I'm getting a lot of? And I listen, I'm not hating on these, but I kind of am. I'm like, why am I getting so many Skechers ads? Like,
oh God.
Like, I get it. I have fat feet and I'm getting older, but what is that about? I don't know.
I don't know. I get a lot of baby stuff, like advertising to like mothers, like, hey, diapers.
I thought it was like things you're a child.
Yeah, no, like things
like,
for your child.
Try this at home for your children.
Like I'm a dog mom. I don't need diapers for my pups. They are fixed. They are good. They don't have diarrhea.
They don't have diarrhea. Sometimes these things occur, like on the flight that I had to Florida, where a dog diarrhea all over my good Judy Ryan. Poor thing. He shit it all over here. Yeah, that was a hot mess, but listen.
Literally.
Literally. But listen, Southwest made it all right, and
yes. Good on Southwest.
Good on them. Well, Piddy, let's get right into the show. It's time for our favorite segment. It's shoutouts. Oh, such a delight. We love that shrill scream.
Mm-hmm. Just a perfect scream.
That's actually not at all what it sounds like, but
I just went with it. I was like, where are we going with this? All right, I'm here.
That's exactly right. So we are going to do shout outs. I forgot what we were going to do shout outs on today, but I just recalled because I looked at my notes. And that's going to be, we're going to do shout outs for our celebrity crushes. So L.Piddy, why don't you take it away with the very first
shout out. So I want to give a shout out to T.O.P, formerly a part of the group Big Bang. It was just announced today that he is going to be a part of Squid Games 2, the second season. I'm so pumped. Ugh.
So Squid Games 2. So there was already a season of Squid Games 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you watch Squid Games?
No, I didn't. I know.
Well, that was that podcast. I gotta leave. Shit.
Sade. Yeah, I have not. I don't like squid, frankly, and I don't like games. I don't have time for either of them.
I don't like games.
I want people to be real with me, and I don't want squid. Unless it's fried.
Well, I feel like you should watch this shit. Shit's good. Shit.
I could probably watch it, but I did look up this Top or T.O.P. And this is a very attractive gentleman. You know, not
Yes.
to
Yeah.
completely sound like a thirsty whore. This man's a good-looking man, and
Yes.
he looks really great with glasses. I love a man who looks good in glasses and also without lenses.
He just looks good all the time.
Yes, very relatable content. I just look good all the time. You know, hashtag I woke up like this. You just
I
know
woke
what I'm
up like
saying?
this.
Mm-hmm.
I woke
Riz
up
player,
like this.
Riz.
But who is your shout out? Who's your celebrity crush we're shouting out today?
Listen, I have all different types, right? But this one is really my celebrity crush right now, and I got to give a shout out to Timothy Chalamet.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
Timothy Chalamet.
Oh yeah, Timothy, listen, if you're listening, hit the DMs. I'm sure my booth thing will be okay with that too. But no, real talk. So I saw Timothy Chalamet in a couple different movies recently. I saw him in Dune, and then I just more recently watched Call Me by Your Name for the first time. Wow, lots of words. And it was a really good movie, and he was a super good actor. But yeah, I got a big old crush on little Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. That's your theme song,
Yes.
Timothy, because you're obviously listening right now and watching. So
Exactly. And just before all of you crazy people start getting weird on me about Timothy Chalamet being this young boy, the man is 27 years old, okay? So,
yeah.
he does skincare. He uses toner. He moisturizes. Order is up. Timothy Chalamet.
We're not over here being groomers.
No, exactly. That's for the other part of the internet.
Yeah, and if
On that note, that rounds out our segment.
Are you sure you don't want me to get my ukulele?
Yes, no, I think that was shout out. Oh, L.Piddy, I know there's so much internet drama, which leads me to this question. So I was having this epiphany the other day.
Yes.
And like our podcast, as you know, like we've done 106 episodes. Welcome to the show, folks. And our podcast has obviously evolved, right? There was times where we were super press based, right? Where we covering events, covering things.
I don't know why, but I thought you were gonna say we were super pregnant, and I'm like,
we were super pregnant. Say those words again. You're really gonna ruin your YouTube algorithm here, sis. You're gonna continue getting stuff.
I know.
I know, and I'm gonna get I don't know. I don't even want to manifest. I'm sick of the Skechers ads. Enough with the Skechers. But nonetheless, but I thought, do you think at any point in our podcast career, right? Because I feel like we've always had integrity, we've done good things, right? We've kikied, we've cut it up. But do you think we were ever viewed as drama channel?
No.
And that. Well, okay, cool. Well, there goes that dialogue.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Sorry. No, but I was having this thought because, and the thing that made me think this, right? A couple years ago, there was this whole drama unfolding with TanaCon.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
And then we literally were it's Saturday. We just got the news. Let's meet at the studio and record an episode about TanaCon. And again, not that we were inducing or inflaming the internet, but there was an element of us we were covering YouTube. I don't want to call it drama, but YouTube news, right? Which could in some ways maybe be viewed that way. But I was having that thought this last week. I said, I really got to ask Miss L.Piddy this question. So here you are with the question.
Oh, well, I guess I already answered it. I'm so sorry.
No, but I think that's true. I mean, what would you label us? I feel like we've always stayed true to being a pop culture podcast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say a pop culture podcast would be the safest bet. We should try not to say anything offensive and.
No, and that's the big thing. We try to always we again we cut it up. We have fun. We pick on each other. We laugh. But it always comes from a really good place. And I think that's a really important thing when you're producing anything, whether it be podcasts, music, content on YouTube, Instagram, things that you're putting outwardly into the world. I just think come from a good place, and most of the time it'll be met with that same karmic return. But I digress. Karmic return. This is a bad segue, but speaking of karmic return, Madonna was in the hospital this last week in the ICU. Listen, I'm not saying it was her karmic return. I'm just saying it was the next topic. I said, well, but her karmic. How about this? Her karmic return is that she's recovering.
Yes, she is
And
recovering,
it's true.
but she does have to delay her tour that was supposed to start, I think, on July 15th is what I saw. So,
Yep, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, go her. I mean, obviously for touring and again taking, but it was the news did report that over the weekend she was found unconscious and she was obviously rushed to the ICU,
how
which
scary.
super scary. And you think about like again, like we've been in not that we're these old folks, but we've certainly seen our trials and tribulations of like super famous people in our generation, even before pass on, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's very weird when you start messing with mortality like that. You're like, oh wow, okay, Madonna. Although her music will probably live forever, like the person probably will not.
Yeah, not
Well,
probably.
she was no, not probably. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Cryogenics, maybe
There we go.
she
Science
could
is
freeze
doing some
herself.
shit. So,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
I was I do have interest though.
She does
Just
have
as
that
on
song called Frozen, so.
that is very true. And I was gonna make a "Let It Go" joke, but that's so overdone. People,
Is
let
it?
it go. Yeah, let it go. It's so overdone.
Fine.
Seriously, let it go, let it go. But I will tell you, do you? No, were we all? That's the problem. Is like it's that joke that's like that everyone like innately knows, like the Frozen joke. Someone's gonna say "Let it go" or sing it, right? Or it's like that and these are moments in society that I'm like, how did we get to this place? I sound really cynical today, but it's okay, but I'm gonna say it. Like when the waiter comes up to you after you finished your food and said, oh, you must have not liked it, or oh, it's like, okay, just shut up, okay.
Just like they probably told me to shut up after I'm like, oh, you better give me a discount. It's
just
worth twice.
Shut up.
It's
I
worth
said,
twice.
yes, it was good, and even if it wasn't good, okay, I was raised, humbly, so meaning poor, and I had to eat our food. Like what was on my plate, I had to eat. But it's like the Olive Garden people. It's like, oh, I'll let the chef know you didn't like it. It's like,
You better, because it tastes like shit. Like,
yeah,
is that what
exactly.
you
I'm
expect
like,
me to say? Like, that's...
I know for real. Like, and I don't even know if they got chefs back there. I'm not trying to downgrade Olive Garden, but that chef, I'm pretty sure that chef is named like Mr. Microwave. Mr.
Mr. Microwave.
Chef Microwave. And it's like, yes, chef.
And sous chef air fryer.
I know, in this day and age, though, I mean, literally, things talk. So, I mean, Sue air fryer. But you could call me Sue.
You can call me
It's short for Sue, chef. But yeah, no, but those little things in society always make me just so crazy. And again, if you're my waiter, stop that. Just no more of that mayhem.
You better be watching this podcast right now to know to look for me and not ask me that.
Oh, 100%. No, and I mean, listen, it's not just waiters. It's family you're with, friends you're with. Everyone says this thing. It happens more than it should. But where did this come from? Where did people want to just joke about that? I don't know. But like I said, yes, I will eat my food, whether it's good or not. And I don't think it's very funny to ask me if I liked it or not when I have an empty plate. Because the easiest answer is what, L.Piddy? To indicate that I liked it. Because I ate it.
No, the easiest answer is like, oh, actually, I wanted to be very polite, but I actually dumped the food in my purse. My bad.
The audience is ranting at me. That's true. Yeah, I know. It's like, I mean, and listen, even if the food is bad, like sometimes the taste is bad, but you're not going to know if that's bad food until you've exited the premises, right?
That's fair.
When you're clutching
well,
your...
I mean, there are times where you're at the table and then all of a sudden you are clutching your pearls like, oh, it's coming. You know?
Oh yeah, I meant clutching the toilet.
That's what I meant.
Just,
yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. Anyway, well, this took a quick turn, but my point is,
why do we keep going?
How do we
waffle stop and dog shitting on Ryan on the plane? Like
exactly. You can catch me and L.Piddy's new novel called "How Do We Always Get to Poop" out in the fall of 2023.
It'll be a banned book. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, it's true. No, it'll be the shit.
It'll be the shit.
Thank you. That's permissible. Speaking of the shit, we actually we got another wonderful episode of RuPaul's Drag Race to find out who is the shit when it comes to Drag All Stars Season 8. Ain't that the thing?
Yes, this is true, but we gotta talk about some shit. real
let's
quick.
talk about some shit.
We gotta talk
Reverse,
about.
reverse.
So, if you guys reviewed or at least saw our TikToks and YouTube Shorts last week, there was a weather event that happened on our TikTok where we were able to hear thunder from Jon Jon's residence.
It's
Well,
true. You know why? Cause it was raining, man. Hallelujah,
it's
it's
raining,
raining.
man.
No, it was not raining, man.
But it
Although,
might as well be. So, no. But the next day, which was crazy, I had a really crazy Thursday, and all of a sudden I get a text from my friend that said, "Oh my God, did you hear about the tornado?" And I was like, "What?" And then
tornado girl.
my friend proceeded to send me a video from his parents' backyard and a picture of the hole in their roof. So,
Oh,
yes. So there was a tornado in my hometown.
in your hometown, it's true.
Yeah.
It was rampant. It was. I went to dinner that night. You and I were texting. We were staying in close communication. I was pretty close to that, like in Parker, which was relatively close. Parker, Colorado, we're referring to. But yeah, this Colorado weather has been really bonkers this year. Between the thunder you heard, like L.Piddy mentioned on last week's episode, and the TikTok. Yeah, this tornado has been. I mean, it tore some shit up.
And
Speaking of shit,
what's important to note is that we don't get tornadoes. Like,
no.
tornadoes are not normal there. Like, we've only had one tornado warning, like, when I was in high school. So in, like, 2004, we had a tornado warning. And, but it touched down, like, for a little bit, then came back up. But this one went for, like, 6.3 miles. I looked at the projected path, and it was definitely right down the street from my parents' house. Their house is okay.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
Oh,
yes. Praise. But that is crazy. Tornadoes, I'm telling you, tornado is a very scary, to be honest, not just tornadoes, but most Mother Nature events that are extreme are frightening. You think about shit like tornadoes, you think about hurricanes, you think about tsunamis. All of these things are like, don't play with Mother Nature, okay? Right. And when she comes ripping and roaring through your town, find shelter, honey. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah. If you could get to the basement, the lowest part of your house, and if you don't have a basement, get into the center of the structure and hope for the
100%. I mean, it's just crazy, you know. And I live in the city, and I sent you a text. It's like we got a warning for, get this, folks, baseball size hail. Baseball, not golf ball, not little Mentos mints. Baseball. I said, okay, if a baseball piece of hail comes hitting, well, frankly, me or my head, I'm going to be done for.
Right.
Not that I'm spending time outside. I just.
Right.
Or you think about the damage this does to cars, people, things, you know, bushes.
The bushes.
The bushes, not the bushes and the leaves. But no, it is crazy.
And the grass.
And the grass and the leaves and the bushes. Save the tulips.
Not the tulips. Not the tulips.
Save my rose garden. All of them, just save it all. But it's true. It's like when there's weather things like that, it's like, ooh, take cover, folks. So
take cover.
Take cover.
The weather, though.
Not the weather though. L.Piddy, so I'm going to send you a picture here live on the podcast because I do. Before we get into RuPaul, we can divert here for a few moments. I feel like
I'm like on my phone. I'm waiting.
You are going to wait. That is absolutely what you're going to do. But what I found now, remember when you left me here high and dry in Denver?
Yes.
Yes, you recall. I bought some of your furniture off of you. Do you recall?
Yes.
And I have it in my bedroom. And I'm going to send you a photograph. But yesterday, I have some wonderful news. And if I had time to play some very emotional music, which let me find some immediately. Thank you, that's perfect. I reunited the nightstand and Chester drawers with the armoire.
Oh my gosh, let me see.
So, this is that not crazy? So, I have no idea if it is your piece, but there was like matching, this is not shade. I use investigative work. There was nail polish that was on the nightstand that matched the paint / nail polish on the armoire.
Oh, shit.
And furthermore, it was the only piece of furniture this man had. I bought it from OfferUp, and he just happened to buy it from someone very far up north. But it was the only piece of furniture. And if you recall, beyond the bed, it was the only piece of furniture I left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thrilled to tell you and the world that furniture has been reunited with one another.
That is so wild. I cannot
Isn't that
believe
wild?
that.
But if there's any, so like I said, I think there was like nail polish, like it's very ever so slight. I think it was red. But if there's other things that you recall on the armoire,
No.
let me know. It's
no.
but the back of the armoire had a hole, right? Like you went through that hole, right? That's yes, during your live birth simulation.
So there was a hole in there for to put cords in for like
exactly.
Yep. So
like a hole in the back of the and it was open. Therefore, because you could choose to not open it too. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
But
yes.
you opened that hole.
Yeah. Well, I didn't personally. I think it was one of my parents that opened it because I got it for my parents too. So.
Oh my word! This traveling armoire. You can catch my new
traveling armoire.
Yes, you can buy my newest novel coming out in the winter of 2023, The Traveling Armoire.
Get your hot cocoa.
But I it really felt like I needed like a reunion show and special, like having the pieces of furniture on like a really fancy set with sitting on other furniture, talking about how they've been reunited, and I could host. I'm like, Armoire, how does it feel to be with chest to drawers again?
Reunited that we understood.
No, but I'm pretty sure that Furniture doesn't sing those songs. I think they just sing one song, as you know.
Celebrate.
Good times, come on. Come on, you know. I'm gonna give you three more guesses to what is the Furniture song? What do all furnitures sing?
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. That is true. That's usually my furniture, and then I run into it. Okay, you have two more guesses. What else? What do you think? That's not the correct answer. I'm sorry to tell you. However, what else is a furniture song? All furniture sings this song.
American Furniture Warehouse.
Yes. No, those are the monsters who sell the furniture in the
that did come from American Furniture Warehouse, so that's
it actually did. Yes, it's true. That's and it's an Ashley furniture. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, did I?
Nonetheless, last guess, L.Piddy.
So a song about furniture. Okay.
No, not about furniture. The song Furniture sings.
Why do you build me up, buttercup? Baby, just to let me down.
Let me down.
It messed me around.
So, L.Piddy, that is not it.
Clearly.
I hope that folks listening, and I do think this is the unofficial, official song of all furniture. When we're away, they will sing. Be our guest.
Be our guest. Sing it!
You got it! How did you get it? When you literally got it.
I just clicked.
But wouldn't you agree? Don't you think that's the official, unofficial song of furniture?
But they're just singing about themselves, like, be our guest, be our guest. No one is here, don't be our guest.
I know, that's just so weird. And then maybe that's them rehearsing, but it is weird.
There we go.
Yeah, you're like, why aren't you? There you go. That was L.Piddy throwing her water bottle around in case you heard that loud clink clank.
I hit my headset.
Yep,
I was trying to. I don't know what I was trying to do, honestly. So
See, furniture has a mind of its own.
My arm's fake. No, like, this is a wooden arm. Like.
Yep, exactly. That used to be a china cabinet.
Shit, I don't know.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, so the Be Our Guest song. So I do think that they were singing that in jubilee and joy when I left today. Who knows? For all I know, they could be in there singing as we speak, reminiscing about old times in your bedroom. And now they get to see the nastiness that happens in mine. Sorry, furniture.
No, they're probably like, oh, this bitch used to talk in her sleep so much. Like, she would say some crazy shit about food. Because it's always food.
Always food. I know. They'd be saying like, "Please do not be our guest. Be our guest." I said, "No, it's okay. You live here now. I'm the captain. I am the captain now, furniture."
Oh shit!
And the furniture does have like really cute little like legs. It's very it's very humanizing furniture. Those of you into furniture, please do not come to my house and try to flirt with my furniture. That would be
real rude and weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, but anyway. Rude. Like, get out of my house.
Like, what do you say to furniture? Like, I put the FU in furniture. I don't know. Is that how you flirt with furniture? I don't know, people. This is.
You know who's cute furniture? You are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just
F.
I don't know. F is for the anyway. So listen, if you're into furniture, just don't come to my house. But what isn't that a fun story that I feel like I and listen, this could all be totally irrational thinking and me
I
thinking
love
what
it.
I'd like to believe. But let's believe that the furniture was reunited.
I think so. So
It's a perfect match. I'm telling you, like
because on the chest of drawers is where I had the nail polish, but I think I might have moved it to the armoire. You might be right. I might have moved it between the two.
Now you just got it on all your furniture. You said I'm gonna get nail polish here and here and there, and I said yes, you will. Babe, I'm so thrilled, and you won't believe it. I got it for such a steal.
How much?
$20.
I love that.
Isn't that crazy?
How much did I sell mine for? I forgot.
I don't even know. Who knows? Oh well. Wait a minute. Well, anyway, so that's that. So be our guest, all that good stuff. But yes, speaking of
being our guest.
Being our guest and nail polish both will work because not only do these queens wear nail polish, but there's also a special guest every week on the show, and that's of course RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul. Exactly. Thank you. That of course was produced by DJ Khaled, as we know, who's a long-time fake listener of the podcast, meaning he doesn't listen, but we believe that he does.
Yeah.
So thank you.
He's sitting at his big old mansion right now, about to get on his jet ski, popping us in his little AirPod and being like, they're the best.
They the best. L.Piddy and Jon Jon. Summer's ours.
We know it.
We know it, DJ Khaled. Thank you. And Assad, if you're listening, shout out to you as well.
Actually, you shouldn't really be listening, Assad. Go to bed.
Yeah, that's true. Go to bed, whatever time it is down there. Pretty sure they live in Florida.
Yeah. It's late.
It's late. Get it together. Well, anyway. Can you imagine, wouldn't it just be so wonderful if DJ Khaled decided, I love this show so much. I've been listening for so many years, he says. And we are now a podcast produced by DJ Khaled, and our intro would be like exactly that.
Have we ever tagged him? Have we ever
I think we're too ashamed to tag him, but that's okay. This is our cry, DJ Khaled. Produce our podcast. Remix
DJ Khaled!
We the best! You the best, and we the best podcast! That would be so fun. We'd rebrand for you. We'd call ourselves We the Best Podcast.
Come on the podcast. Come hang out with us.
Yeah, that's true. Can you imagine if we got, that's just, we've had some pretty spectacular people on the show, but it would be the most comical thing and wonderful thing. And if we could get DJ Khaled on the podcast, that would just be.
That would be a benchmark for that podcast for sure.
It's now going to be our only mission.
Yeah.
Therefore, if you're listening to this show,
DJ Khaled,
or anyone, tag DJ Khaled and let him know that he should produce our show.
I'm like,
yeehaw is right. Well, we'll see. But anyway, speaking of iconic, wonderful shows, back to RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes. Episode 8. Now, this episode was definitely like I'll say mid to end of season episode. It wasn't like the most riveting episode of all, but it was interesting, right? It's always good to see queens who have to obviously utilize, and we'll talk about the challenge of it, because their sewing skills. Because I can't do anything on a sewing machine. I mean, you can. You made like little bags, jackets, sweaters. Oh. I might be making stuff up. You might have just made a bag.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. Let's not get that out there. Can you make me a dress?
You make leggings. You make ball gowns. You make headpieces. Like, no, I don't. I made a pencil holder.
Exactly.
I'm like, you're an expert, is my point. I am your biggest hype man.
Thank you. I do want to point out, before we get into this, so after the elimination, nobody said anything about it being a Final Four.
No.
Nobody said anything about Final Four.
Nothing.
So, what's the finale going to look like? I don't think it's next week.
That is true. And Kahana, of course, went home, which we shared. And yeah, I don't think it's next week. But now this episode was really interesting. So they utilized, the best way to say it is, they had to utilize a chest filled with basically supplies inspired by the certain amount of queen, a certain
all-star
queen.
winners.
Exactly. So you have
Yeah.
Shea Coulee and of course some iconic patterns and looks and accessories.
Who is a friend of Jon Jon.
That's true. Hey, girl.
Hey.
It is really crazy how many, what I'll say, winners, frankly, on all seasons. Like, between Shay, Evie, like, it's just very cool to, like, know people with, like, literally a degree of separation. But I digress. Right. That was just me name dropping. Now,
I'm related to a celebrity, a reality star celebrity.
You very much are. You are related, of course, we all know, to Tiffany Pollard. No, I wish to. No, but your wonderful brother, of course, Floyd, who was on The Amazing Race.
Yes.
Amazing Ross.
Twice.
Because he was on like an all-star season too, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like kind of like what us gay people would call it. Like he was on an all-star season.
Yeah. I'm not gay, but I would call it that too.
I guess something like that.
Sounds.
What was the official name of it? It was like a.
God, now I gotta look.
So it was like, but it basically it was like people from different shows. So like I think like Survivor, Amazing Race.
Yep. Let me make sure this is the So it was teams from Big Brother, Survivor, The Amazing Race. Yeah, pretty much just those three. The CBS flagship shows. So.
And what do they call the show?
The Amazing Race, season 31.
Wow! Thank you for the clever. Play on words.
Right. Yes. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I do have a name. Here we go. I clicked a little bit further.
Ooh.
The Amazing Race Reality Showdown.
Ooh, the Reality Showdown starring Floyd Pierce.
Yes. So, yep. Let's see. I don't know if I could. It's weird to look at a Wikipedia page and see your brother on there. So.
No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
You're like, hello, famous.
Hello, super famous.
And that's like a different fame, right? Like a CBS fame is like, I'm not dogging anyone who's on CBS, right? Like, but it's a different generation of fame, right? Like moms and dads get really excited to meet Floyd. Again, I'm not saying that younger people don't, right? Like I think they absolutely do.
Why
right?
don't you know my brother?
But like literally, the people who are excited about meeting people from Survivor or The Amazing Race are like oftentimes slightly an older demographic. And again, I'm not generalizing. That's science, folks.
That's just science.
That's just science. Wake up and smell the coffee. Okay, wake up and smell the Folgers in your cup. So there you have it.
The best part of waking up
is that. Now
tell that to your friends.
Tell that to your friends. Run and tell that. Now.
Yeah, maybe throw a right shoe. I don't know.
Wake up, Pearl. Wake up, Pearl.
Is there something on my face?
Wake up, Pearl. I do say wake up, Pearl a lot, mainly to myself when it's like I got to get it together. I'm like, wake up, Pearl.
I don't talk to myself that early. I'm just like, ah.
No, that's true. You talk to yourself in your sleep. You're
so I got plenty of talk now.
You say, stay asleep, Pearl.
Right.
Stay asleep. Get back in bed, Pearl.
Lay your ass down.
Don't go sleepwalking, Pearl.
Right. Do not run out of this room thinking you got something on the stove. There's nothing on the stove.
I do need to wake up, Pearl. I have this habit of waking up in the middle of the night, and I don't think it's sleepwalking because I do recall it every day. Whopping, I'm like, wobble, wobble, yeah, and whopping. I would wobble with it and whop to the pantry every evening. No, but I do. I just always like snack in the middle of the night, and it's like very unhealthy because like there's been times that like I have just awoken from my slumber in the morning, and there will be a entire roll of Mentos wrapper next to me. I think I've talked about this before.
Yes.
This is the only thing that I do in my sleep, or like gluten-free crackers. Like I'll see like the wrapping next to me. So
I get it. So I mean, I don't eat in my sleep. I usually eat a lot before I go to bed.
See, no, I totally get that. I love a good munch, folks.
Right, like.
Just I have to go to the gym. It's like I like to eat too much. Like if I had a better diet, I probably would not have to go to the gym as actively as I do.
And I should go to the gym, but I don't.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated.
I'm prone to hurting myself, so why go somewhere where I can hurt myself more?
Yeah, you not even equipment. It'll just take a couple stairs to fuck you up, sis. I said, oh no, that Planet Fitness has stairs, sis. That might be
stair climbers. No, not my jam.
No, stair climbers. No, stair climbers literally will be it'll be like torture. They'll be like, like if we need a confession out of you, we're gonna put you on the stair climber
Right.
just because you'll or you won't have ankles anymore.
Right, exactly, because I fell down.
You poor thing do roll your ankles too much.
I do.
Those.
I do. I just fell in a hole the other day walking out Cupcake. Like we took
L.Piddy.
I know. I'm fine.
Yeah, for L.Piddy and her feet, any hole is a goal.
It's just like a homing device. It's just like, oh, that looks like a hazard right there. We should probably step on that shit.
Oh, I get it. My thing is running into absolutely everything.
I do that too.
Walls, doors. I mean, the bed. It's just like everything. I just constantly
I don't know. Like running into walls is just a normal thing. Like I'm just like, oh, excuse me, to a wall, but
to the window and the wall.
Yeah.
See, I feel like we should all just operate, especially like when you're operating a vehicle. I feel like that should be like you should have some sort of like balloon bumper around it, like so you can just like boop, That's all I'm saying. It would make my life a lot easier.
I probably wouldn't have had a broken foot if I fell down the stairs and had a balloon to like inflate before I fell. So
just like airbag clothing.
Right. I'm
good. My back airbag popped. I'm sure people have thought about that, but I'm sure also it probably doesn't work. But
there is an inflatable helmet that exists. Like it looks like a travel pillow, and like it can detect if you're falling, and what happens is it inflates over your head, so it protects your head really quickly.
Interesting. How's your head, by the way?
Haven't had any complaints yet.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now, in this episode, of course, we saw.
Have had some complaints.
We've definitely had some complaints there. Now, this episode saw the winner of the challenge, of course, being Miss Alexis Michelle.
Yes.
So kudos to her, of course. And she did. She has been slaying. And I think I saw a Twitter tweet.
A Twitter tweet.
A Twitter tweet. You know what I'm saying? A Twitter tweet. Like, she is really showing up and showing out with, like, the keywords and, like, the funny sayings. She's like, this is not an easy decision. And I'm not joking, bitch. It's like, oh, I just love humor like that. It's like where it's a little bit more riddled. Even if it's a little rehearsed, I don't care. I'm absolutely here for it. So now this week's episode, we saw the release of the one, the only, LaLa Ri.
The LaLa Ri experience has now closed on All Stars 8.
Closed. But the great thing about someone like LaLa Ri, like, and I know this sounds so like corny and like this is no consolation, but like people like that make an impact whether they win or not, right? Like she really did. Like I really love that queen. And LaLa Ri, if you're listening, listen, go you and your badass self. I love her.
I thought it was so funny when they were like, we don't know about the whole one sleeve thing, and then she's like, well, I ran out of fabric. That's why I was sleeve. So.
And RuPaul was laughing. I love when we get a little RuPaul cackle too.
Right? Oh my gosh. Oh, go ahead. My apologies. No,
my apologies double.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Anyways, Jimbo stressed the hell out of me.
Oh, Jimbo. Oh, yes. But and I gotta tell you, Ross Matthews had some funny moments on the runway too. It's like, as far as like the smile and Jimbo was cutting it close. But then the whole bodysuit, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Amazing.
Like only Jimbo can pull it off like that. Like Jimbo.
Right. I was just like, you really pulled this off, and you have 30 minutes left. Like, sir,
ma'am.
Sir, ma'am, you are a beautiful human being.
Exactly. No, but they all turned it out. Now, of the runway, did you agree with the winner? Did you like the Alexis Michelle?
I think it was very fair, honestly. Like it was going to be between Jimbo or Alexis Michelle. Jessica Wilde, she was also safe in that episode, but I felt like her dress was like early 2000s, and
totally.
I tried to bury early 2000s fashion down as far as possible. I don't need to relive that.
Well, lucky for us, it's making a comeback. So, but yeah, no, you're exactly right. But no, and Jessica's just so, again, same thing. Another one of those queens who's like so good, so charismatic. But yeah, I thought this winner was absolutely warranted. The lip sync was fun too. But yeah, LaLa Ri unfortunately went home, and yeah, we'll see what happens next. But now with that being said, who are you? Kind of rooting for at this juncture of the remaining queens.
As my voice cracks. So I predicted, I tweeted this, that I thought it would be Jessica Wilde, Candy Muse, LaLa Ri, and Jimbo in the top 4. I'm pretty sure that's who I said. I'm pretty positive that's who I said. Obviously, that's not going to happen because LaLa Ri is now out of the competition. like, I still, part of me thinks that it's going to come down to Jimbo and Jessica Wilde, or Jimbo and Candy Muse. Like, not to shade on Alexis
Interesting.
or anything like that, because Alexis has been very consistent. Like, she's been doing the damn thing. Like,
And it really depends, yeah, who's going to be next week. But yeah, so we are out. So what you were saying, basically, we are at our final top four. And so
mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens. Of course, Candy, Jimbo, Jessica, and Alexis. I think it's going to be up to, and I love all of them, but I think the top two, if there will be a top two, I think it's going to be Alexis Michelle and Jimbo. I think Alexis Michelle's going to go pretty far.
Right. And once again, Alexis Michelle has had a very good and strong run on this season. So I think that's very fair to say too. Like, I think it's Jimbo and somebody else.
That's true. And I think the best track record, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I'm reading here, the best track record out of all the queens right now, which I could totally be here for, is Jimbo.
Yes, that is correct.
So
that is
I'm here
correct.
for it. And Jimbo has this thing that, of course, you know is a really sweet spot for me. Like, I love hilarity in my drag, right? Like, and she brings this element of kooky that I think is so needed in this world. But then there's also Alexis Michelle, right? Who's like very campy and very old school drag, but also so funny in that camp world.
Yes,
that
has that musical theater background too, so like that extra polishing as well. So
yeah, and not taking anything away from Candy Muse and Jessica Wild. I could go on and on for them.
No more wire hangers.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Wire
hangers. No. Yeah, so that's it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next on episode number 9, which could be the final episode,
or it could not be, because they did not say anything about final 4. They just said
that's exactly right.
Top 4. So we could be doing a top 3, or maybe in some weird scenario it's just a top 2 and it's like some weird head-to-head battle and they're in an obstacle course and the person who wins the obstacle course wins the crown. Like, you never know on RuPaul's Drag Race. Let's just be real.
Yeah. And they'll be the T.O.P of Squid Game.
Yeah.
Yes.
No more wire hangers.
No more. And wire hangers really are just so not good for your clothes. They're just not good. But no, that was a fun little episode, Miss L.Piddy. I've got to tell you. So we'll see what happens. I'm really, really curious who takes the crown. So listen, and then much like the furniture, we'll have a reunion and be able to see what has happened.
And, now that you mentioned that, it just made me think of that one title, Queen, that's going to be the Fame Games.
Miss Fame's actually just a drag queen.
Yeah, oops. Sorry, Miss Fame.
Sorry, Miss Fame Game.
But, like, are they purposely dwindling it down to as small as possible so that more people can be up for the running for Fame Games?
Fame Games, yep. And if you think about, like, from a marketing standpoint, that would make total sense. So who knows? But we shall see. And of course, we will keep you posted on this show, folks.
Right.
But yeah, L.Piddy, that rounds out our episode of the week. This was number 106. How exciting.
Oh my gosh. God, I forgot to say 100 in Spanish. Siente? Maybe not.
Looking at me like I'm like.
Siente y ses.
106.
Let's see if I'm right. Hold on, Google Translate. Let's pull you up real quick. We got a few minutes.
We got like you're on a phone call and like Bluetooth on the car. Whoever's listening, they're like, "You do? You got a few minutes, don't you? You're not ready to hang up yet, are you?"
Right, exactly.
Exactly, our lovely listeners. No, it's true. We do want to know how to say 106.
I think I was right. Ciento ses. Is that what I said?
Ciento ses.
Yep.
Ses.
I said siente, so ciento ses. I was off by a letter. And E.
Interesting. Well, I says this was a really fun episode.
We talked about tornadoes, our celebrity crushes, RuPaul Drag Race, shit,
and shit.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the shit, my name is Jon Jon Lannon.
I'm L.Piddy.
And this is #ThatPodcast. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.